So why do kids create? When I was 8 years old, creativity was a way for me to grapple with the feelings of being biracial. It was a safe haven for me and my growing curiosity, as seen here in one of my renowned third grade creations, The Boy Who Traveled Many Places. But by the end of my sophomore year in high school, I had shunned my creative practices and drowned my desire for learning. 5 months into my freshman year of college, after receiving a basketball scholarship, I was kicked out of school and out of my home. I moved into this house on the second floor in Providence with a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of a family member. My destructive behavior increased and became more dangerous. My repressed creativity stunted my development as a conscious human being. Then one night in my near empty room, I picked up a used notebook and allowed my creativity to reemerge. For the first time in my life, I was asking those big existential questions through poetry. Who am I? What am I doing here? What's the point of it all? This is where the elevated thought process began. Fast forward to March of 2008 in a rented out construction warehouse. Alex J. Bryan, my longtime right-hand man and street artist, was working on a mural. I was writing a spoken word piece to go along with it. On one side of the mural was a saxophonist. Music notes flowed in and out of a loose depiction of Lawrence. The city was dark, gritty, and ominous, but there were glimmers of hope. On the other side of the mural was a young woman, crying. Her tears formed the words, "Why? Why is there so much sorrow in the city?" We wondered aloud how we could address social issues. Encouraging art as liberation would be our contribution. I lifted my head up and said, "Hey, this is elevated thought right here." And the idea and the name stuck. We officially launched Elevated Thought in 2010 as an art and social justice organization, actively serving and assisting communities through creative youth development, beautification projects, youth organizing, and public outreach. ET helps youth and communities to understand art's liberating power and how to use arts to make their voices heard. We are based in Lawrence, a city built on the back of immigrants with a history of putting voice and action into fighting for fairness and justice, from the 1912 Bread and Roses strike to today. Now, Lawrence is a city that has had an unfair share of social inequities and disparities. With poverty rates 2 times the state average, this has led to youth homelessness, food insecurity, and high school dropout rates 3 times the state average. Though Lawrence as a whole is strengthening, you still have limited access to art, creativity, or imagination to help them develop greater realities for themselves and their city. The arts also make clear economic sense. According to the Arts in America, for every $1 invested in the arts, there is a $9 return on investment through a decrease in both welfare rolls and crime and disciplinary infractions, an increase in wages among youth involved in the arts, marked increases in SAT scores, and impacts on students' academic, social, and emotional outcomes, as we've seen firsthand at ET. The work of all Elevated Thoughts programming starts with convening meaningful conversations with our primarily Latinx youth between the ages of 13 and 22 in our space in Lawrence. These conversations in that safe space encourage young people to explore ideas, social, political, and economic concepts in various art mediums. With this trust, our students' creativity emerges and shines, be it through murals, spoken word, visual arts, or video production. Collaborations with city officials, business leaders, school systems, for-profit and nonprofit organizations then spill out into the broader community. Together, these support ET's pillars of empathy, acceptance, engagement, and opportunity to enhance building a civil society. Through our core program called I Am Art, I Am Change, we dig into empathy. We serve 450 youth each year, providing young people an opportunity to build a foundation of self while addressing social issues through their creations. Our beautification projects build acceptance and public awareness about the importance of art and create a dynamic and positive art culture in the city of Lawrence. We encourage engagement through our community workshops, bringing together a cross-section of Lawrence to authentically engage through the arts. Together, these add up to increased opportunity for our youth through paid work on commissions, apprenticeships, and scholarships. Our young people earn a paycheck while making an impact in their community. And that's how we've been making a difference. We have a 100% graduation rate among our program participants. We have employed over 30 Lawrence youth over the past 2 years. We've distributed over $200,000 in paychecks for youth in that same time frame. We have helped 8 program alums in their college pursuits by providing yearly scholarship support. Today, we have 2.5 full-time employees and a tight budget, but we will serve 450 youth and 900 community members and serve thousands of others through our community partnerships with gallery openings, murals, workshops, and social media. But for every youth we work with, there are twice as many looking to walk through our door. In the next 2 years, we aim to double our staff and the young people and community members we serve by hiring additional full-time employees and collaborating artists to meet the needs of our growing operation. To make this happen, we're looking for a $1.2 million funding investment to give our youth the family, the voice, the tools, and the support they need to build a truly civil society leveraging art as a form of liberation. At ET, we believe youth, and in a broader sense, humans, need to access their creativity in order to understand themselves, understand how the world works, and learn to trust their voice in order to progress. I know from personal experience. At ET, we've seen that dynamic power that pours out from young people as a type of power that can change the world to embrace empathy, acceptance, and engagement. At ET, we provide that opportunity. Please join us. Together, we are arts, we are change. Thank you.